Anger, what it can tell you. I'm Dr. Trish Leigh. In this video, I want to break down 3 things. What is anger? What it can tell you. Number 2, what anger does in your brain, how it shows up in your brain performance pattern, and what you can do instead of getting angry. Okay, let's dig in. Number 1, what is anger? Well, all of our emotions, if we are in a place where we can look at them and reflect upon them, which if you're angry, usually you can't, but all of our emotions are a signal that our nervous system needs something. So when you feel anger, it is telling you that you need time and space to process what is going on with you. I know that it might not be easy to feel that in the moment, but when you're about to spike with anger, you can change your behavior to give yourself the time and space so you can figure out what you're angry about. Now, anger shows you whatever's going on, you can't handle it. You need time to process and integrate. I'm going to tell you how to do that in number 3, our brain tip strategy for today. But first, number 2. What happens in your brain when you feel angry? Well, let's just say your brain is actually optimized. If your brain is using an optimal pattern, it's using that medium speed of calm focus. Now, if something happens in your world that makes you angry, it means that very quickly and abruptly, your brain is coming out of that medium middle speed and very quickly flying into fast speed. Fast speed is hypervigilance. What it means is your brain cranks itself up because it is sensing danger and it is cranking it into the mode where you are going to protect yourself. And so what that can lead to is defensiveness, to yelling, to screaming, to other behaviors that are even worse than that in terms of acting out. So if you feel angry, it's literally like the speed in your brain is becoming faster and faster and faster until it hits a threshold and you act out. Afterwards, or maybe simultaneously, that slow speed will also crank up and you will feel overwhelm. Overwhelm is not being able to fully understand what is going on with you. I'm reading Brene Brown's new book, Atlas of the Heart, which by the way is wonderful. I'm not that far into it yet, but in the book, she talks about overwhelm, how it means that you're using so much emotion, but that you don't fully know what your emotions are telling you. And that's exactly how I think about overwhelm. It's like your brain's cranked up into fear and anxiety and hypervigilance, but it's also gone into overwhelm where you're not quite sure how you're feeling or what to do about it. Which leads us to number 3, your brain tip strategy for getting out of anger and actually solving the issue that is in front of you. Okay, when you feel that anger spiking in your nervous system, hopefully you can do it before, but if not, start with doing this afterwards. When you feel it spiking, go somewhere else. Take yourself out of the situation. Develop your own one-liner to let the person know that you can't handle whatever is going on. You can say to the person that you're interacting with, I need a minute to think about this. Give me just a minute. I'm going to go for a walk. I'll be back and then we can reconvene. We can talk about what's going on. Give yourself time and space. Come out of the physical space that you are in and get into a new one. Get into a new mental space. When you go for a walk, your nervous system will start to come down back towards medium speed. This speed in the middle is problem-solving speed. Out in the extremes is problem-seeking mode. So you have to come out of these speeds in the extreme. You must get into the medium speed in the middle to eventually solve the problem. So giving yourself the time and space, taking a walk, even if it's a 1-minute walk, taking a walk will do that. So your brain can come back to the middle. You can come back and approach and engage and use healthy communication and healthy interactional style so that you can get to the solution. Okay, so what does that look like? That looks like emotional intelligence. What emotional intelligence is, being self-aware of how you're feeling. So on your walk, you think, why am I angry about this? What is going on? Why am I personally angry about this? Many times it's an ego mechanism. It's that self-protection, like you're getting a little dig, even though it might not even be about you, which is going to lead us to number 3 in emotional intelligence. But number 2 in emotional intelligence is figuring out how you feel about the situation and then regulating yourself. The walk's going to help. It's going to bring you back to the middle. Now, number 3 in emotional intelligence is having social awareness. Think about what is going on in your environment with the people or the situation that you're angry about. Remember, when people act out, it is about them. It's not about you. So if someone's nasty to you, it's because of what they have going on inside, not anything about you. And I know it might feel like it, but it's really about them. So you got to check in with yourself and go, did I do anything to this person to hurt them? If the answer is no, then you don't even need to be angry about it. If the answer is yes, then you have to check in with yourself on what you need to change to repair the rupture that is occurring, which leads us to number 4 in emotional intelligence is social management. Managing yourself in social situations, because most of the anger in our life comes from social situations. So what does that look like? What that looks like is if the other person is doing something to attack you or wrong towards you, it's about them. And so you need to help them through their situation, if you care about them, through co-regulation. If you don't care about them, it's time to walk away and not even worry about it. If you've done something, it's time to repair. Now let me give you an example, because I know concepts are difficult. So my precious daughter has a lot of social challenges going on because kids are mean in high school. What is up with that? I was never mean in high school. I was kind. So if everybody chose kindness, there wouldn't be any of this most of the time. But anyways, some kids are being mean to my precious child. And so what happens is she's taking that on. And I'm like, you don't have to take that on. That's about them. If they say something nasty, they're really saying it about themselves. You can only give what you have. So when you give kindness, it's because you're filled with kindness. If you give hate or attack, it's because you feel that you are worthy of hate or attack. That's where the kindness comes from. So look at the situation and just do this if you can't get to the level of empathy yet. Think to yourself, what does this mean about this person or this situation? What is going on with them? What could possibly be making them act this way? Now, here's the deal with my daughter. She's gorgeous. She's absolutely beautiful. She's super intelligent. She's smart and she's strong. There is nothing more off-putting than a strong woman to teenage girls, and that's what I know. But she has to own that, her intelligence, her beauty, and her strength. She has to own it from the inside out and internally validate herself and not need the validation of mean people. So she's getting there. She's doing a beautiful job. But in that situation, when she looks at the people who are wronging her, she can go, oh, I feel empathy for that person. I wish them well, and I wish they didn't have to act that way. Moving on. And that's what I want you to try to do. When you build empathy for others, you grow up that internal validation and that emotional intelligence within, and everybody wins. And that's the beauty of that situation. Okay, it's time for all of us to put anger in the closet and just start looking out for each other. The world will be a better place if we do that. The way we can do it is by rewiring our brains. All right, if you're looking for help on that journey, drtrishleigh.com. And until next time, control your brain or it'll control you.